So, here is my dilemma. I was going to use my phone to film because it's actually better quality than like my MacBook Air, although it's like a billion times more expensive, which I don't understand. Like, isn't this camera quality actually like the webcam you used in like P7 to Skype your friends in like 2009? The reason I'm not going to use my phone is because I forgot my notes are on my phone, so like you're just gonna have to bear with like hardly any light, and I'm really sorry because like I hate watching bad quality YouTube clips. But clips? What? Like videos, you know what I mean? So this video has been a disaster already, and I've just put my glasses on because girl's blind, you can't read your phone. So yeah, like things are going really well already, but anyway. The thing I want to talk about is Christian relationships, and this is really exciting because like I love talking about relationships and stuff like that, but I don't know why, because all of mine have been a disaster. Yay! But I believe that the Lord is holding something precious for me. I don't know who it's going to be, but anyways, I'm blabbing so much and I feel like I need to talk a little bit louder. I was kind of whispering because my mum and dad are in bed. But yeah, I'm going to talk a bit louder because I'm always scared of music getting too loud and then I can't do anything about it because I'm awful at editing. First of all, what I want to say is the Bible doesn't actually include anything about dating or about courting, because in the Bible people literally fell in love, got engaged, got married. Like that was just the way they did things. In today's society, I personally feel like there are things that we can move on from that were different in Bible times, but there are things that God has commanded us that we can't move on from, and that His word always stays secure. But in the Bible, it didn't say don't date or dating is bad or whatever, and I think it's just a modern day take on how to find a husband or how to find a wife. So yes, I do see how dating is a serious thing. I do believe it is serious. I believe that you should take it seriously. But at the same time, I also think that there's a lot of push on Christians to that person that you're dating must be your future husband or future wife. And that causes a lot of pressure. And mainly that's what I want this video to be about. One of the greatest things I've ever heard about Christian dating relationships, best bit of advice, is don't bleed marriage into a dating relationship. And at the start of this, I was like, what does that even mean? Like, I didn't understand what it meant. So it wasn't initially the best part of advice, but as I dwelled on it more, I was like, yeah, that's so true. So what he means by that is the great things that we practice in marriage should not be really any part of our dating relationships. Things like sex and things like real commitment. The biggest reason, because that causes a lot of heartbreak. The reason these can cause a lot of heartbreak aren't because these things aren't good. Commitment is great and sex is great, and there's no way about that. The human body was made to have sex, and the human body was made to love. We were made by love, through love, for love. And love is a great thing. But when we play with these things and we treat them as invaluable, that's when we get hurt. And I know that firsthand. What it means is not to be committed. It doesn't mean go cheat on your boyfriends, go cheat on your girlfriends, do whatever you want and treat your dating life as a joke. All it means is you aren't married until you're married. And that may seem really, really obvious, but I know what it's like to be caught up in a relationship, be so head over heels for this person, think, wow, you're fab. And they tick all your boxes, all your nicely Christian boxes. And you're like, well, we love each other, so, you know, marriage is the next step. But really, marriage isn't just the next step, it's the vital step to be committed. Because otherwise you're not. And something else I've learned in my Christian dating life is that it's not a sin not to date somebody anymore. It's a date to hurt them, and it's a date to do it in a malicious... It's a date. And a sin to do it in a malicious way. But to break something off with somebody for a valid reason isn't a sin. That's okay. It's how you guys deal with it afterwards. So on to loads of people's favourite topic. On to lots of people's favourite topic. Sex. I, for one, believe that sex should be openly talked about in Christian youth groups amongst Christian young people, just because it's such it seems like such a grey area and such a scary area. When you think about it, like, God made us for it. Like, how are babies made? Like, how are there more of us made is through sex. And as I was talking to one of my girlfriends about this, we were talking about the dangers of lust. And she brought me this really cool analogy. I can't remember it word for word, but it's literally one of the greatest things I've ever heard and really struck a chord with me. Is that sex is like fire. If it's where it's meant to be, it's beautiful. It's a fireplace, it's your favourite candle. But if it's where it's not meant to be, it's destructive. It's a house fire, it's a bushfire, it's a wildfire. And I was like, whoa, that's so true. It's not sex that's bad, it's where it's put. And in the Bible, so many places, I'll put some verses here, it says flee from, or run away from, depends which version, from sexual impurity. And obviously no sex before marriage is hard, but something that I think about, and for all the other Christians wanting to practice no sex before marriage, something I think about is that once I get to the altar, if I do get to the altar, if it's in God's plan, I want to be like, I've said I loved you, and I do really love you, and here's all of me. Not, here's part of me, and somebody else has already shared part of me. I hope you guys know what I mean. Anyway, moving on. So there's the question of how far is too far when it comes to like all this stuff like that. And personally, I think kissing is enough. Because something that my friend was telling me also is that in the Bible, it doesn't say resist sexual temptation. It says run from, because like I was saying earlier, we were made for sex, we weren't made for lies and gossip. For those sins, it says resist lying, resist stealing, but it says flee from sexual immorality, because we're literally incapable of doing so. So my tips for it is, don't put yourself in a position with your boyfriend or girlfriend, if both of you are practicing Christians, to be able to do things past kissing. And that's all I'm going to say about it in a video, just because the video will be super long. But if you just want to know more about that, honestly, I know this may sound awkward to some people, but you can message me, because like, you can tell I'm open. It's not a big deal. So it's getting super long and it's getting super late, so I'm just going to finish this video here, and there will be a part 2 for you guys that want to watch more, if somehow you enjoyed that in really dim lighting. So yeah. Peace out, and I hope you learned something useful.